Total havoc is breaking loose across the United States as Donald Trump sends his ICE Gestapo to attack migrants and disappear them, to attack United States citizens and disappear them. It's among the most important videos we do here at the MeidasTouch Network. These are hard videos for me to do, and I know sometimes hard for you to watch, but we can't cover our eyes or cover our ears to the reality of what's taking place in the United States. It's important that we document what is actually occurring. I mean, we're talking about big cities, big towns, small towns. It doesn't matter. No one is safe from the ICE Gestapo of Donald Trump and this fascist regime. I'm going to show you videos of United States citizens who ICE held up at gunpoint. I'm going to show you ICE targeting a priest's daughter for expedited removal despite a valid religious visa. I'm going to show you ICE using battlefield tactics outside of Los Angeles courthouses to beat down defenseless protesters, to provoke fights, and then pummel people to the ground. I'm going to show you ICE illegally entering a man's truck, taking his rent money for the month and house keys, and then mocking the individual. Is this your house key? Is this your house key? Before violently bashing a front door open. I'm going to show you ICE agents waving a gun around while blocking a truck and pointing it directly at a driver's head. I will shoot you. I will shoot you. The agent yells, pointing a gun through a windshield at a driver for several seconds as another agent drags away a woman screaming, "What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot you." I'll show you that. We'll talk about Trump's construction of a new concentration camp in Texas called Camp Bliss, which is going to cost taxpayers about $1.26 billion with a B, billion dollars. I'm going to show you the footage that my friend Sandy Backham captured in 26 Federal Plaza. Hell in the hallways, she calls it. Original footage that she got as ICE waits outside the courtrooms, violently arrests people to go to various concentration camps and detention centers across the United States. I'm going to show you a reverend who was in the courtrooms trying to help some of the individuals, and the reverend saw atrocities, and we'll share those stories with you. And then we'll talk about how this is also rubbing off, it's already there, on Trump supporters who are pointing guns at peaceful protesters across the country, including in Arizona. Folks, we've got it all on tape. So first, I want to show you how ICE targeted a priest's daughter for expedited removal despite a valid religious visa. She spent life working to protect the rights of Korean immigrants and was the first woman ordained by the Anglican Church of Korea. Quote, "I never imagined my own family would end up being targeted by Donald Trump." Yin-Soo Go is a South Korean national with a valid visa that does not expire until December 2025. She's staying at 26 Federal Plaza, which as we know, is not actually a facility that has showers or beds or hot food. Here, play this clip.
ICE detainment that sparked immediate calls for transparency and change.
2 days ago, Yin-Soo Go appeared for her routine court date. She was scheduled for an immigration hearing, but then disaster struck and she was detained by ICE agents just minutes after walking out of that hearing. Today, dozens gathered in support of ICE detainees like her. Eyewitness News reporter Crystal Cranmore has details.
Flowers adorn the fence outside Federal Plaza Immigration Court as religious and city leaders beat the drums in support of loved ones detained by ICE agents.
We're watching neighbors from across New York City getting disappeared.
One of the latest, 20-year-old Yin-Soo Go, the daughter of beloved Episcopal priest Kyrie Kim and a graduate of Scarsdale High School in Westchester County. The South Korean native moved here in 2021 with her mom. A lawyer close to the case tells me Go had an application to extend her current visa, which was set to expire in December. She was ordered to appear in court on Thursday for a procedural hearing on the application. According to the lawyer, the judge gave Go a date to return to court in October, but ICE agents met her outside the building.
Her mom was really just in denial, and she was heartbroken. And when she called me at night later that day, she was breaking down.
Go spoke to her boyfriend and friends before the hearing.
She has been like a little nervous, like given the climate, and reasonably so. And now her fears have come true.
Her mother gets regular calls from Young Soo, and she's staying at 26 Federal Plaza, which, as we all know, is not actually a facility that has showers or beds or hot food.
Okay, next, I want to show you the thuggery taking place as ICE points a gun at a U.S. citizen for coming outside to ask, what's going on? She was on her property. ICE agents invading the streets of her neighborhood. The citizen comes out. What's going on? The agent pulls the gun on her, shoves her down multiple times, pushes her back into the house, slams the door because she was just saying, what are you doing in my neighborhood? That's what ICE is doing. That's what the Gestapo is doing. Here, play this clip.
Franklin R.C. heading to work Wednesday morning when multiple federal immigration officers pulled into his front yard.
Right when he got off the van, he put his hands up, and that's when they all came out, pointed the guns at him, and was speaking to him in a very violent way. And they just grabbed him by his shirt and pulled him down.
You can see R.C.'s longtime partner, Celeste Hernandez, run outside to make sure he's okay. An officer shoves Hernandez and points a gun at her. With R.C.'s 16-year-old son watching everything from their window.
He dragged him, pushed my stepmother, and she was unarmed. There's no point of using force if they didn't have anything to be threatened with. It was just scary, traumatizing.
The family says officers never showed proof of a warrant and refused to give their names and badge numbers.
It's not right with the way they treat us, our type of race. It's a shame because we're no different.
Many questions still going unanswered while R.C. sits in custody out of state.
They didn't even have a warrant. That's why they took me to the truck, because they didn't even have a warrant.
Hernandez says R.C. has been working toward legal citizenship with an upcoming court hearing scheduled for December.
He wanted to do it the right way, again, because he's a family man. He cares for his children. His children are his priority.
The father of 4, growing up in South Carolina, now owning a North Charleston construction company. His family working with lawyers to fight this.
Being deported, it's sad for him because he's just a hardworking person. He don't deserve that. He don't. But we're trying, to be strong and fight for this because we all deserve the justice.
We've reached out to immigration enforcement, but have not heard back. Both the Charleston County Sheriff's Office and North Charleston Police Department say they did not know.
All right, now let me show you the tactics being used by ICE. The war tactics, battlefield tactics, where they're provoking protesters. They initiate the physical contact, then they charge forward, tackle a U.S. citizen who is waving a flag, and you'll see how the Gestapo here escalates the situation, how ICE escalates. Play this clip. Now, this next footage that was recently caught on camera, what you're going to see in this video is ICE illegally entering a man's truck. They're going to take his rent money for the month and house keys. You're going to see the agent dangle the keys in front of security cameras, taunting them, saying, "Is this your key?" They then try to violently bash the front door open, hitting a young girl in the head. After towing the truck away, agents stalk the man and his family outside of their house for the past 3 days. His testimony is corroborated by the video. Let's play this clip.
Is your house key?
Next, as Christina Roberts explains, crushing lives, breaking hearts, inflicting anguish. That's what these monsters are doing. ICE agents patrolling the streets like it's Fallujah, waving guns around while blocking trucks and cars, pointing it at citizens and non-citizens alike. "I'll shoot you," an agent yells, pointing the gun through the windshield at the driver for several seconds. And unfortunately, LAPD just stood there and watched. Play this clip. So now I want to show you the concentration camp in Texas that Trump and his regime are calling Camp Bliss. About $1.26 billion are being spent here. So when they disappear the migrants or even citizens, they send them to Alligator, Alcatraz, or places like this. Here, play this clip.
It's being called Camp Bliss. This area over here is slated to be the biggest facility in the United States to hold illegal immigrants facing deportation. And we were here as belly dump semi-trucks came and went, really working hard on this expansion to expedite it and make that bed space available. Not everyone, though, is on board with this rapid expansion. We talked with one county commissioner here in El Paso who's equating these efforts to Nazi Germany.
I think we are going down the road to becoming a fascist country. Many doubts about how people are going to be treated in these facilities. I think it's a very slippery slope, and what the actions that are taking place at this point in time are comparable, yes.
Now, DHS sources tell us that Camp Bliss could be operational within just a few weeks, starting with a limited number of detainees. And it's going to cost about $1.26 billion, but the DOD is fronting the contractors $232 million in order to begin this construction. We talked with a 23-year-old who just applied to be an ICE deportation officer, and he says that the increase in assaults on officers is not something that he's concerned about.
That's a big reason why I want to sign up for ICE, because I feel like, if you believe in the USA and where it's headed, then I feel like you should fight for that.
Now, ICE is also offering other incentives like student loan forgiveness, the option for overtime, healthcare plans, retirement plans, and the option for these individuals to work close to home.
Now, a nice hat tip to my friend Sandy Backham. Hell in the hallway. This is ICE arresting people during their court appearances. The tactic by ICE is they have the immigration lawyers for the government. They dismiss the cases against the migrants. So once the case is dismissed, they're out of the system. Then you have the ICE agents waiting in the hallways. They rough them up, they grab them, and then they send them to concentration camps. Here, play this clip.
I have the right for due process, don't I? So why are you grabbing me like this? Very nice. Come on.
You are kidnapping an innocent man.
Clear path, clear path, clear path, clear path.
Hey, you back! You back! You back! Hey, back! What's that?
No, it's okay. You gotta go downstairs anyway.
I mean, as I think about this, I wonder who the hell would want to visit the United States right now when you literally have these Nazi tactics taking place. And if you're here from another country, this could easily be happening to you. We know it's happening to people who have traveled here from Canada, from Mexico, from Europe, from Australia, from elsewhere. From Africa, from elsewhere. All right, now here is, I want to share his story with you. Here is Reverend Strausberger. And here he talks about when he was there trying to help migrants who were the victims of this Trump Gestapo tactic of dismiss the case, snatch them, separate the families, torture them, separate the kids, and disappear them. This is what the Reverend said. Here, play this clip.
Recent months, ICE agents have been arresting migrants outside courtrooms and courthouses. Many of them are being seized immediately after immigration judges had terminated their cases, often at the request of the federal government. Father Brian Strasburger is a Jesuit priest who serves migrants on both sides of the southern border. He recently attended one of these immigration court hearings in Harlingen, Texas, and wrote an article for American Magazine about what he saw. And Father Brian Strasburger joins us now. Father, could you just tell us a little bit about that case that you witnessed in Texas? Who was before the judge and what happened that day?
Yes, thank you for the invitation to be here and to share the story. In early July, I went to immigration court in Harlingen because I had heard that just like in courtrooms across the country, migrants at immigration court were being targeted for detention and deportation. And I wanted to witness it with my own eyes. And so while I was there that morning, a migrant walked in, Carlos. He's been in the country for 5 years. He's fleeing persecution in Nicaragua, where he was politically active against the government. And he went to his court date and followed along with the judge who was giving him instructions around the next steps of his legal process. This is someone, for the 5 years he's been in the country, has followed the law and done everything as instructed to him. At the end of his conversation with the judge, she turned to a representative of DHS who was also sitting in the courtroom, who leaned into his microphone and said, "The government moves to dismiss the case." And so, despite Carlos's protestations saying, "I'd like to continue my case. I have a case for asylum. I'd like to present it in a court of law," the immigration judge accepted the motion from the Department of Homeland Security and said, "Your case has now been closed." So now Carlos is walking out of the courtroom. I'm accompanying him, and he no longer has an active court case in immigration. Outside the courtroom, there were 2 ICE agents waiting for him for exactly this reason. They had their faces covered with masks. They called him aside, took his possessions, and handcuffed him and placed him in an unmarked vehicle to put him in a form of fast-track deportation called expedited removal, simply because of the fact that the judge had allowed his immigration court case to be closed just moments before.
Now, finally, I want to share with you what's happening with Trump supporters, what these MAGAs are doing. Trump supporter points a gun at an ICE protester in Arizona. Look closely, you'll see the finger on the trigger. The driver yelled, "Trump was right about everything," while the passenger pointed a gun right in the face of the crowd. Watch this.
Wants to remain anonymous, but he took this photo near Dobson Road and Southern Avenue around 10:15 Thursday morning after he says the passenger in this truck, decorated in American and Trump flags, showed him a gun.
A small black revolver with wood handles.
He says the 2 men in the truck drove by and yelled at the crowd of about 100 people, and the protesters yelled back. Then he says they made a U-turn and came back for another, more intense confrontation.
You can see that they have a green stoplight. There's also no cars in front of them. So if he was so very threatened that he needed a firearm, why didn't they just leave?
The protester called 911 and shared the evidence with officers. Police tell us they did not arrest anyone, but detectives are recommending charges against the 2 men in their 60s who were in the truck.
The driver got out and was confronting protesters. At the same time as his passenger showed me the gun.
The man with the gun could face charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and disorderly conduct for displaying a deadly weapon if the Maricopa County Attorney's Office decides to prosecute.
If a teenage boy or girl steals some chips from Circle K, they get put in handcuffs and put in the back of a police car. This guy pointed a weapon, and if you look at the picture again, his finger's on the trigger. The fact that he wasn't put in handcuffs right there in that parking lot is appalling.
Well, that's what's going on in America, folks. As I say, all hell is breaking loose. Havoc is breaking loose in our streets, in our cities, in our neighborhoods, and our communities by this evil, evil Trump regime. As I've said before, this shouldn't be a red versus blue issue, a Democrat versus Republican. This should be a good versus evil issue. Trump, Nazi, Gestapo tactics. Trump covers up Epstein files. Trump helps sex traffickers. Ghislaine Maxwell. Bad. Right? Evil. Bad. Okay? Not good conduct. Like, we shouldn't have to be political to be bad. Really bad people. Judge for yourself. Tell me what you think in the comments. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.MeidasTouch.com. All 100% USA union made.